would go on Xbox and your thing would say you'd been offline.
Thane was moonwalking.
for weeks. So we knew you were in a dark spot. We were just trying to talk to you, trying to get you chatting, and we did eventually.
Anderson, we need to talk.
It took a while, and you were fairly fucking blunt with us as well. Like I don't even know what we were playing. Myself and Tyler just went, anyway, I've not spoken to you for a bit. How are you? And you went, I'm
to speak with the council.
I'm fucking miserable. we were like, oh, well, oh shit. How do we respond to that? It was.
I actually don't remember that much. I tried to repress a lot of that year. I remember only the good shit.
You didn't sugarcoat it.
But you really shouldn't have taken it.
And I can remember in between the time I told you about the time I was miserable at sixth form and the dark places I've got to, and how you told me that you felt not quite as bad but similar. Where you're just there thinking,
over the fact that I got the council position instead of him.
I do only what I have to.
Sometimes I need to put him in his place.
I interact where I have to. I'm here because I'm expected to be, not because I want to be.
And if you want
and then you, of course, realise that you don't have to be.
Can make it happen.
That you can do you do what you
want
to do.
Much to the dismay of most of my family, but in the end it was more of a fuck you.
Yeah.
It was that kind of wake up because it was after Gwen died. Just that literally it happened like 2 weeks before I could decide whether or not to go back to uni, and it was literally I'm so fucking miserable right now with this, if nothing else, adding on top of it. Go fuck yourselves if you think I'm going to do what you want. And no one was happy with me, but it was a genuine I ain't listening to what the fuck you're saying. And to be fair, I'm happy that I did that because otherwise I wouldn't have done this.
That was my.
I tell you what, because I've had this bit of a weird thing where I did my work at 99p store, which I didn't hate, but again it was happy that it was over, and I had enough money to live through another few months, and not do anything, which again wasn't exactly happy, but at least I knew where I stood.
Yeah.
I was living with my mum. I didn't have to pay that much, but I just bought shopping every so often, and I just sort of existed. And it's nice to know that you can exist and it's fine for a little bit, isn't it?
Yeah.
And then I had same thing with home base, and the same shit happened again. But with this job, I feel happy. And even if I don't carry on with my job after I finish, I know I've got the qualification to apply again. And it's actually a year which I've actually done shit with my life. Do you know what I mean?
Dude.
It's just to know that I've got somewhere.
My parents, when I left sixth form, were they believe, I believe the words they used were constructive criticism. The way I see it were they were awful to me. They made my life a living hell. They drove me not far off walking in front of a fucking bus.
Actually, I know, I'm not being funny, but do you know one of my distinct memories I have of the second year?
Yeah.
My university was up on top of a hill. I was walking and I saw a bus to come to me, and the temptation just to take one step to the left was there. I think I told you about it at the time.
You did, yeah. And do you remember I told you straight back about my experience at sixth form?
Oh shit.
I played truant all the time. I barely showed up towards the end.
Mm.
And
I was there. Well,
yeah.
While you weren't there.
Yeah. I was in a dark place, and if I couldn't get in at Costa, if I didn't have any money to get into Costa, where they of course had Wi-Fi, I'd just walk around Ashbourne, and yeah, I found myself walking up out of Ashbourne towards Kniveton, and then I'd walk back and around. But walking up the hill, there was a bus just pounding down the hill, and I didn't do it. Of course, I didn't do it. But the thought was, I could get clipped by this bus, and then I would not be expected to go to school for at least 2 weeks.
At least, I think you're underestimating the situation.
Yeah, and at that point, I realised, God, I'm in a dark place, and I need to leave. My situation needs to change. I can't think like this.
Well, all I remember is I didn't help myself. Because can you remember that random ass person that I met on a night out? That was spiritual.
Talking about
piece
science.
of shit. Yeah.
Yeah.
That was just sort of the next thing that I just used to make myself feel better for like an evening, and it didn't work in any way whatsoever. I think what a lot of people say is like, well, interaction helps more than anything. I think it depends. If it's actual interaction you enjoy,
depends who you're
makes
interacting
sense.
with. Yes.
Yeah, it genuinely does. It's like, I think everyone who's miserable will interact with anyone, but
Yeah.
I think anyone in retrospect will say it wasn't a good idea. And I know it's kind of awful to say, but it's just kind of like, it didn't help me, and I'm pretty sure it didn't help anyone else, because all it was just an evening of, ah shit, well that happened. that was ill-advised.
I'd have quite liked to have been a fly on the wall while you were at university.
No.
Yes.
No.
Yes. it would have been very, very interesting.
My shields are down.
Well, not to sound like a piece of shit to Josh, but this is just in the sense of, oh, you know, sex is what matters to him more than anything. I think I think that how you feel towards a person matters more than anything else.
Yeah.
Because otherwise, it fucking doesn't make sense.
Yeah.
I know it's gonna Fuck it. I've been with 2 people in my life for evening. One was someone I actually genuinely enjoyed spending time with, and although I know it was only going to be the evening, it was still nice to know that I was with that person.
Yeah.
One wasn't, and one was better than the other. And
Yeah.
it's going to say which one was which, regardless of whether or not how good the experience was, just because of one was someone I actually was enjoying my time with, and the other one was just someone I happened to be near. Do you know what I mean? It matters. Oh fuck. And a lot of people don't seem to accept that that's a thing. And it really does make a difference if you, even if it is just for the short duration of one night, it matters on whether or not you enjoy someone's company. Otherwise, there's fucking no reason in doing anything.
Yeah. And the sooner that Josh realises that, the better. He keeps encouraging me to go down with him to Portsmouth, and it's like... And I can't really afford it at the moment, but it's also like we're in very, very different state of mind at the moment. Like if I was to go out with a group of Navy lads who are single, I'm going to be like, behave, and he's going to be like, fuck anything that moves, fuck anything that moves, fuck anything that moves. And
I mean, it's that weird thing where it sounds kind of old manish of me, but it's genuinely just kind of like, I'd have to like the person first, otherwise there's no reason to do it. And I mean, I know that's in a weird way kind of oddly pretentious, but it's just kind of like, otherwise I know for a fact just from past experience that it's just not a good experience.
No.
And it's
just the thing.
It's just awkward.
You've had more one-night stands than me.
Yeah.
The two one-night stands I've had have turned into relationships, long-term relationships.
I mean, nothing's been anything long-term with me. I mean, I'm very much just like.
To be fair, dude, the first long-term relationship I got stuck in, you know fully how well that went for me.
I mean, I've heard stories.
And
was there.
That ruined my life is an over-exaggeration, but it certainly
was an eye-opener.
It certainly made my life difficult for at least a year. As people tried to work out whether I was scum.
Oh, I mean, this is why I'm still not on speaking terms with Natalie, because I basically told her to go fuck herself when she was saying don't talk to you.
She's reached out to you?
No, I'm saying, but this is why ever since it's been like why I've not talked to her, because when she was like, you shouldn't talk to Alex. Reese was very amicable. My reaction was, no, shut the fuck up. I don't give a shit what you think.
Reese was very amicable.
Well, Reese just kind of went, well, no, I disagree, but blah, blah, blah. And mine was, why the fuck should you say who I talk to?
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean? I'm very blunt with what I say. I know that Hannah was your friend and all that shit, but it doesn't matter what you think. It has nothing to do with you, especially when she's not bothered. Don't say who I can talk to.
Yeah.
And ever since then, she's not been too friendly with me. But I'm there like, no, I don't give a shit what you think.
I've not spoken to her in many years. which is hilarious considering how close I would consider I am with Tyler these days.
Yeah,
Tyler is closer now than he's been in many years past.
I mean, I think Tyler's still a good friend, but it's just kind of like I'm still like, yeah. But then it's that weird thing where some. It's
You know,
like
the thing is,
like,
they are looking for a place to live and settle together. And if that becomes the thing, I'm not going to be able to go there. I'm not going to be invited over. It's not going to be a thing.
No.
And
Does it bother you?
yes, it does. Bothers me a reasonable amount. Because
You're always free to be at my house, you piece of shit.
well, this is the thing.
Which I think
I was hoping there would come a point where Tyler would turn round to Natalie and go, "He acted the fool." He did.
well, this is that I know.
But this was years ago.
I know it's not my place to say because it's not.
Yeah.
But this is what I told Natalie, where I said Alex is a. I said not to be funny, but this is exactly what I said to
Yeah.
her. I said Alex is a twat, but he's not malicious.
Yeah.
And she took that as like me trying to like say that what you did was right, and that's not true. But I'm there just like, look, he was an accidental twat, but that doesn't mean that he's a bad person. And then to her, obviously at the time you were an evil fucking cunt, and I'm there like, no, that's not how it works.
Yeah.
And that's what wouldn't get her. Reese was just kind of like going, well, I see both of you, because Reese isn't really confrontational, is he? Which is fair enough. Not that I hold, it's not like I hold it against Reese at all, But I mean, but I'm there like, no, I'm not having the bullshit. I'm accepting your way as well when I disagree.
Yeah.
And that's what's made why she won't talk to me much anymore. I mean, I've seen her in Ashbourne a couple of times, and I said hello, but it doesn't go any further than that. Do you know what I mean?
don't see her in Ashbourne.
I've seen her. I've seen her like in the summer twice.
I've actually no, that's a lie. I've pulled up in the car next to Tyler, and both Tyler and Natalie have been in the car, and I've pulled through traffic, and they've been at the lights, and Tyler's beeped. Tyler's gone, "That's Alex, just beep it," and I've gone, "Oh yeah, how's it going? Are we okay?" Kind of like leant down and looked through, looked at Tyler, kind of gone, "How's it going?" Got a thumbs up, like, yeah. Looked at Natalie and gone, "Hi," and got nothing.
Not to be funny, but I think it shows an incredibly weak person that can't put aside someone that disagrees with them.
Yeah.
Not to go against Tyler or anything, but you know what I mean.
This is the thing. I really had hoped that
Because if he's happy, it's all happy as happy can be, isn't it?
yeah. I don't want to encroach upon that, but I was really hoping that a year or two later that Tyler and they would have turned around and gone, right. Both Alex and John, both of us and this was silly.
No, but
This was many years
do
ago.
you know the thing that I find stupid as well? And this is where I really just think that Natalie is just a weak person that can't just accept anyone just being, disagreeing, not being on her level.
Yeah.
Is that the reason she stopped talking to James is because she found out he took drugs and was happy about it. And that's just fucking stupid. Yeah. Like, it was just that, I mean, like, even Tyler thinks it's stupid to do stuff like drugs, but he doesn't hold it against James, because James isn't the one who, if James was trying to go to Tyler, come on man, it's really cool, I'd understand, but James just ignores Tyler when it comes to that shit, because Tyler isn't interested, which is how it should be, but Natalie really just holds it against him. He said, like, well, because someone does in their own private life, which has nothing to do with you, affects you, it's fucking bullshit and childish, isn't it?
Yeah. And this is the thing, I'm willing to guarantee at this point, if myself and Natalie would have a conversation, a face-to-face conversation, a mature
There's a
conversation.
mech up here, I'm just thinking, wait. I have to run away straight away.
But yeah, if we were to have a mature conversation, then I don't think she'd have a leg to stand on, and
You got it.
But that's not going to happen. That's not going to happen. I'm not going to get invited to anything. Tyler's not going to invite me. He doesn't want to upset the apple cart. And I don't. There was a time when I wanted him to, but not anymore. All I'm hoping for at this stage in my life is that maybe I'll get invited over where he lives, and maybe I'll get invited to a wedding.
I'm in this weird thing because I don't see the appeal of going to a wedding. I don't like weddings.
I do.
You're vowing to each other to be the same as you were before the wedding.